says he's a fierce advocate for the health of our children, for the values of free speech, democracy, and peace.
This is it.
And people are going to be very impressed, I have no doubt. I've known him a long time.
He's getting sworn in. RFK Jr.
Perhaps most importantly, though, Bobby created a nationwide movement made up of millions and millions of mothers and fathers and young people and concerned citizens of every background who want to end and this horrible chronic disease crisis that
I'm going to take it up just a little bit.
Exists in America. He's absolutely committed to getting dangerous chemicals out of our environment and out of our food supply and getting the American people the facts and the answers that we deserve.
That should be better.
After years in which our public health system has squandered the trust of our citizens, and they really have. They don't trust us. They don't trust anybody, frankly. They've gone through hell. There's no better person to lead our campaign of historic reforms and restore faith in American health care. And Bobby's going to do it. The United States spends more money in health than any other country on earth, but we're growing sicker every year. We're not as healthy as countries that spend just a fraction of what we spend, so there's something wrong. He's going to figure it out.
Open up the fat camps. That's right.
We've seen staggering increases in
moments
cancer
away
rates
from the first fat camp.
All age demographics, including more than 40% increase in childhood cancer since 1975. Who can believe that? And an explosion in other chronic childhood illnesses. Not long ago, 1 in 10,000 people, children, had autism. Now it's 1 in 36. Think of that. 1 in 10,000. 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 36.
It's a lot.
Who can believe that? There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I think it's something that can be found out. In 2022, more than 40% of children
had because
at
of
least
anime,
one health
by the way.
condition, and today nearly 80% of young adults do not qualify for military service, in large part for health reasons.
Fat.
Fat. Think of that, 80%.
Fat.
Something is wrong, and that's why immediately after Bobby is sworn in, I will be signing an executive order establishing the President's Commission to make America healthy again. We have some great people on that commission. Chaired by our new secretary, this groundbreaking commission will be charged with investigating what is causing the decades-long increase in chronic illness, reporting its findings, and delivering an action plan to the American people. And it's going to be a plan that people are really waiting to hear. Bobby, I want to thank you. You've gone through a lot. It's taken great courage. You've been amazing, actually. I'd call him, I'd say, you're going to be okay. And he said, I know, I really do. He's really been supported amazingly by Cheryl and his family. And it was
They're going to shut down Wendy's?
Tough. It was a very nasty group of people that were after him.
They're going to make Wendy's better.
But he was tougher and he was smarter than they are. And that's why he's here today. They're
going to make the doors more narrow in Wendy's.
The assault.
So,
but he was able to. So I just want
if like you're overweight, you can't go in.
Special.
So that way, like, we can have Wendy's, it's fine.
I think has done just.
But if you can't fit in this, you don't need Wendy's.
As you know,
drive-through.
His name happens to be Gorsuch, and he's.
They'll have like a
member of the Supreme Court,
like a pressure plate weight platform.
He's highly respected by everybody, and I didn't know, are you two friends or something, or did this just happen to be the justice? Did this just happen
like a
to
scanner.
be the luck of the draw? What happened?
I reached out to him.
Did you reach out? Well, you reached out to a very good man. So please, if you would, thank you very much.
Yep. Who's this guy? Oh, here we go. Oh, it's that guy.
Oh, this has to be done first.
Yeah, he's a Supreme Court guy. Forgot his name. Oh, here it is.
Okay, it's good so far. Good. It's a 10.
Damn. All right. And taking pictures. Hold it higher. Yeah, they can't see a signature. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Great.
Really happy.
Would all the family like to join?
Oh, they're taking another one? Bro, we are done with this.
Raise your right.
Oh, here we go.
I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly
That's the
swear
Doge
that I
team.
will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
There it is. All right. Fat camps, let's get it. Pure cane sugar soda. Yep.
I want to begin by
Being fat's now
thanking
illegal.
President Trump for giving
done.
me this extraordinary opportunity. And I want to introduce my family and thank them for being here. My wife Cheryl, my cousin Anthony Shriver, my daughter Kik, my other daughter Kira, Catalina Shriver, Joey Shriver, Jackson Hines, and Amaryllis Kennedy.
Yep.
And I want to thank all of you for your support and
The shout outs, yeah.
2.5 year journey.
Yeah, he had some like
my
throat
first
cancer
time
shit.
in
That's
this
why its
Oval
voice is
Office
fucked
was
up.
in 1961, and I came here to meet or 1962. I came here and I had a meeting with my uncle, who was president then, where we talked about the environment. He was involved deeply, as we all know,
Mr. JFK.
in restoring physical fitness in this country. He challenged at one point during his administration, he challenged Americans to do a 50-mile walk, which I ultimately did. But I remember the day that my father completed his walk. We were staying at
A 50-mile walk.
Camp David. And my father came in after 18
God damn.
hours walking on the C&O towpath with his feet bleeding and blisters on them. My father had one of his best friends was Al Lowenstein. And Al Lowenstein ultimately was a congressman from New York who was assassinated himself in 1980. But Al Lowenstein had started the Dump Johnson movement to get rid of President Johnson and end the Vietnam War. And
So,
at the time that he
15 or
started it,
50?
people just thought it was a fool's errand.
50's a
And
lot.
Ultimately, he asked my father to run for president against Johnson. My father wouldn't do it at that time, and he asked Gene McCarthy. McCarthy did it, and he joined that campaign. And my father ultimately ran, and Johnson then dropped out. So Al Lowenstein succeeded.
Why y'all spamming F's
And although
already on
Al
him?
Lowenstein was on the other side now, running against my father with Gene McCarthy. My father wrote him a note, a
Man.
quote from Emerson, where he said, if a single man plant himself firmly on his own ideal and there abide, the whole wide world will come around to him. For 20 years, I've gotten up every morning on my knees and prayed that God would put me in a position where I can end the childhood chronic disease epidemic.
It's
in
the
this
fat
country.
kids. Too many fat
On
kids.
August 23rd of last year, God sent me President Trump. And
Look.
he gave me. He's now given me, he's kept every promise that he's made to me. He's kept his word in
1
every
in
account
5.
and gone way beyond it. I'm so grateful to you, Mr. President. A lot of people told me that I couldn't trust President Trump, that I better get it in writing. And we did a handshake, and everything that he told me he was going to do, he has done. And I'm so grateful to him, and I've told you before, I genuinely believe that you are a pivotal historical figure, and you are going to transform this country at a time when we see all of the indicia of democracy now in tatters in our country. We see the rise of the military-industrial complex, the rise of totalitarianism, these attacks on our Constitution, and this breathtaking
it's been like that for a bit.
Disabling our people. President Trump has promised to restore the American dream in this country. A healthy person has 1,000 dreams. A sick person only has one. 60% of our population has
That's
only
a good one.
dream. And they get better.
That's a good
President
one.
Trump has promised that he's going to restore America's strength. But we can't be a strong nation if we have a weak citizenry. If people are sick, 60% of our people are sick, 77%, as President Trump mentioned, of our children cannot qualify for military service.
77%.
And we need a man on a white horse now. We need somebody who is willing to come in and has the spine and the guts and the strength.
Oh my God.
To challenge orthodoxies, to stand in the way of vested
How many
interests,
hogs are there?
and to break institutions that have turned against our democracy. President Trump has shown again and again he is that hero. And most recently, I greatly appreciate
wow.
I called you the day that you announced the termination of USAID.
No.
My uncle started USAID in 1961 for humanitarian purposes, to put our country on the side of the poor. It has been captured by the military-industrial complex.
Uh-oh.
It has become a sinister propagator of totalitarianism and war across the globe. And very few people understand how sinister this agency really is. And President Trump saw that, and he stood up to it with a masterstroke. And we want to do the same thing with the institutions that are stealing the health of our children. We need a revolutionary figure, and you are that figure, and I'm very grateful for you for giving me this opportunity.
Damn.
I want to recognize
Pure cane sugar Dr.
the
Pepper.
allies that I've had in this battle for a long time are Senator Rand Paul, Senator Ron Johnson, Senator Roger Marshall, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Buddy Carter, who've all been champions of the MAHA agenda before I even came along. And I'm very grateful for you for standing strong. Thank you very much, President.
Mr. Secretary, I'd like to ask, what plans do you have immediately
Shut up.
now that you're sworn in, sir?
He's going to be running it. He's going to do a great job.
What would you like to
That's
see
my
him
plan.
do first?
He's going to find out a lot of secrets that have been maybe kept from us, but he's going to come up with some solutions to some big problems, solve problems. I think he's going to go down in the record books. I really have confidence. This group has great, even Rand has confidence.
If I could ask you, Mr. Secretary, do you plan to fire anyone immediately, or what are your plans?
Ooh, that's a
day
good
one
question.
against today?
Our plans are radical transparency and returning gold standard science, the NIH, the FDA, and CDC, to ending the corruption, ending the corporate capture of those agencies, getting rid of the people on those panels that have conflicts of interest. So we can do unadored and unimpeded science rather than the kind of product that is coming out of those agencies today.
Mr. Secretary, may I ask, how do you address concerns that some Americans may have about your stance on vaccines?
Oh.
When people actually hear what I think about vaccines, which is common sense, which is vaccines should be tested, they should be safe, everybody should have informed consent, people are reacting because they hear things about me that aren't true. They hear characterizations of things that I've said that are simply not true. When they hear what I have to say actually about vaccines, everybody supports it.
All right.
Mr. Kennedy, Kara Cashinova from Lindell TV. What's your message to Democrats in the Senate that fought so hard to keep you from taking this position? And congratulations, by the way.
Rip Bozo.
President Trump
Sucks to suck.
has promised to be the president for all Americans, and he has said to me that he understands that there's no such thing as Republican children or Democratic children. All of our children need to be protected, and whether you're in a blue state or red state, I'm going to do everything I can to work with you.
Yeah, that's
whether
better
you're
than my
Democrat or
answer.
Republican, restore child's health in this country.
Mr. Secretary.
Great job. Great job. Thank you all very much.
I can to work with you, whether you're Democrat
Man,
or
bro,
Republican.
what's with this camera
Restore
shit?
child's health in this country.
Yeah.
Mr. Secretary.
Great job. Great job. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, Trump was like, okay,
Swearing in
that's a good
ceremony
one.
is
Let's stop
complete.
there.
Inside the Oval Office, there is RFK Jr. speaking as now the secretary talking about what his role will be, his goals,
All right.
his aspirations as he talks about the,
Got the fat
life and
camps
legacy
coming up.
of his family.
It's about
and
time.
really the meaning
All right.
going forward here for his role.
Was that Mel Gibson?
In the President Trump administration.
No, but they are activating Mel Gibson to apparently make Hollywood like not weird. Yeah. He has been activated. I don't know how that's gonna go, but yep. And anyway, yeah, I just that's crazy. It's always weird for me to see this because it's like, I think back, it's like, you know, like watching a historic event or anything crazy like that happen. Isn't it weird that like we get to watch this on Twitch with like this huge audience and like everybody's watching it together? Like I would have never thought that like that this would happen, right? It's like you're living in the moment. That's sick. Yeah, it is really cool, man, whenever you really think about it. And man, I'm all about it.